Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Here Comes Another Winter Storm. This one is not going to be nearly as strong as the one we had earlier in the week, so don't worry about that. In fact, this winter storm actually looks like the highest chance of accumulating snow is along the coast, and it's not over a very large area either. However, this is a tricky storm because it could just go out to sea and coastal areas get nothing, or it could strengthen enough and come far enough north and there could be a decent amount of snow accumulation. But I'm not really going to talk about too much accumulations today because of the variability that still exists. I'm going to do that more tomorrow. Anyway, we're looking at the American model, and this is the piece of energy right here. There's your upper low. Now, looking at the surface map quick, what I want to show you is that right now we have a cold air mass in place because of this high, but this high, when it comes to the South Carolina coast here, the way clockwise around highs. So what's going to end up happening is as this high moves offshore, it's going to be pushing warm, moist air from the Gulf northward. And what happens when that occurs is you get warm air advection, which is the transport of warm air, and then you get precipitation to blow up when it hits the cold air mass. So that's going to be the first round of precipitation that occurs. And you can kind of see that as I go forward here. See, your highs down here, and you have all this precipitation. This is all because of that warm air advection. And then you have your actual storm back up to the north and west across the Great Lakes. Now what's going to end up happening is that this storm is going to dive to the south and east. Alright, so now I want to go back to the 500 millibar for a second. So the starting type of precipitation, because areas in central eastern Pennsylvania, central northern New Jersey, and southern New England, you're all in the cold air mass. You're all going to start as snow or a mix of snow and rain. Okay? But then, as we go forward here, you are going to be changing over to rain, probably along the immediate coast. See, this is one of those problems, is how far north does that warm air come? And that's going to be a really tricky forecast for coastal New Jersey and Long Island and New York City. I think that the cold air holds further north, okay, across southern and central New England. I think the cold air holds, and you're mainly snow, maybe briefly mixed with rain for a period of time. Okay, but anyway, back to the 500 millibar here. So there's our piece of energy once again. This is Saturday morning, so by now you have your warm air advection, which is pumping warm air up to the north and east. So now you have your precipitation there by Saturday morning. Probably snow in the most northern areas of the advection and changing over to a mix of snow and rain, or all rain during the day Saturday along the coast by Long Island, New York City, and coastal New Jersey. Okay, so now, one of the keys with this is the track. Where is this going to track? First off, notice that, hold on a second. Sorry. First off, notice that the tilt is positive. It's tilted from northeast to southwest. So that immediately tells me that this is not going to be taking a track going to the north and east like that. You need a negatively tilted trough for that to occur. This way the flow shifts, comes out of the southwest, and there you go. But no, that's not going to be the case here. Instead, because this tilt is positive, we expect it to take an easterly track like this out to sea. So that means the key to whether or not there is additional accumulating snow other than the warm advection snow is how far south is this piece of energy going to track? Does it go like this? Does it go like this? If it goes like this, then nobody gets it. And I think that's the most likely case for how this forecast could bust. All right, so now the trend over... Oh, and then one more thing. I do want to stipulate that the trend this week has been to bring this piece of energy further south and east. When it started out earlier in the week, this piece of energy was actually doing a straight line to the east across central New England. That is not showing up in any of the models anymore. All of the models are bringing it all the way to the south of New England, south of the New England coast. So I don't think there's going to be a trend that far north. I think that's incorrect. I think either it tracks just south of New England so that southern New England gets accumulating snow, or it goes out to sea all the way down here, and nobody gets that additional band of snow. That's what I think are the two most likely scenarios. All right, so as we go forward here, this is Saturday morning. Okay, Saturday evening, and notice how... Sorry, hold on a second. Why does this thing have to show up right in the middle of my video? Alright, sorry. Anyway, so notice how these isobars are closed off. This indicates that your upper low is strengthening as it moves to the south and east. And I think that one of the things that might keep this from going out to sea is, do you notice how there's this little connection here to another piece of energy to the north up here? I think that connection might keep this from breaking off and going out to sea. If the upper low breaks off from this, then it's more likely that this will go further south and out to sea. Okay? So, hopefully, for those of us who want snow, that doesn't happen. Another thing that could happen is that some of this this energy could translate south into the upper low and strengthen it even more. In that case, I would actually be a little more concerned about a stronger snowstorm and a more far north track. Not showing that right now, though, but let's not throw that off the table either. So, essentially what I'm saying is there's a lot of things that could happen. There's too much variability right now to issue a good snowfall forecast. But, for now, if I had to paint a threat area, I would paint starting from Boston. I would put central Massachusetts, central southeastern Massachusetts. I would go right through Hartford, Connecticut, right through the extreme lower Hudson Valley. I'd probably take it into Peekskill, maybe, and then right along the Jersey coast here, I'd cut it off right over Monmouth County, and then include all of Long Island, New York City, all of Rhode Island, and up into Cape Cod. Right now, this is my threat area for accumulating snow. Trying to write out the word accumulating, and that is not working well. So, let's not do that. Anyway, so this is my threat area right now. This area right in here. So Boston, you're in it. New York City, you're in it. Hartford, you're on the edge of it. Providence, you're in it. Cape Cod, you're in it. All of Long Island. So that's my threat. I'm not going to go over upward motion today. You know, the upward motion field that shows how heavy the precip is going to be. So just the main takeaway from this video for today. There is the potential for an accumulating snow this weekend. You have the first band of snow, which is coming with the warm advection. during the day, at least for Long Island, coastal Connecticut, southeastern Massachusetts, along the coast, the closer to the coast you are, the more likely you are to mix with and change over to rain during the day on Saturday. Then, as this upper low moves off the coast like such, see it tracks to the south and east, on the northwestern side of this, as it does strengthen a little bit, we'll see how much it does, on the northwestern side, you're going to get precipitation, possibly another band of snow here if it doesn't go out to sea. And that's the one that could accumulate several inches. Okay? So that is the main takeaway from today's video. Thank you for watching.